Should you borrow money at all, or is this a good time to be borrowing? Okay, I have been asked these questions, and I normally do not go into those areas which I do not know, because I personally do not like to borrow money. Never borrowed, so can't talk about whether people should borrow. Largely this has been my view, but let's look at it this way. The whole world is printing notes, whether it is US, Europe, Japan or India, which has driven the interest rate real south. Today in India, you could borrow money or you could renegotiate your mortgage to 7.15. That is the lowest that you can go. Let's say somebody else, some people may be able to get it even at 7. I have not seen interest rates at a lower rate. Historically, 7.5, 7.3 is what I've heard. 7.15 is the lowest that I have seen. Maybe I could stand corrected, and this is over a very long period of time. Real estate has not been doing well for the last 5-6 years, and is this a good time to be borrowing money and buying real estate? Is it a good time to be borrowing money and buying equities? Is it a good time to be borrowing money generally to improve your total net worth? Let's look at it this way. All the countries are borrowing by printing notes. Corporates are borrowing to do deals which they would not have done if interest rate was a sensible 3% or 2% or something like that. But when you take interest rate negative, you definitely invite some action from companies which may not be sensible. But given the fact that last 25 years or 30 years, we have seen interest rates so low in the US and going to negative in a lot of territories in Europe, especially Germany and Japan in Asia, interest rates are really at their lowest, and it's maybe a great time to be borrowing even for a corporate. However, corporates live in a very finicky world where for 2 quarters, if their earnings don't grow, people will dump. So what a corporate does, what the government does, we may not be able to comprehend. So we will not talk about them. That is not our purpose. The purpose is to say, should you be borrowing as an individual? A, should you be borrowing? B, how much should you be borrowing? C, what should you do with the money? So assuming you want to borrow, how much debt is too much? Is 2 crores too much debt? Well, it actually depends on how much you have otherwise. Suppose you have an equity portfolio worth 4-5 crores. You are living in a house which costs about 3 crores and you have debt portfolio of 2 crores. So which means 5 plus 3 plus 2 is about 10 crores is your net worth. For all calculation purposes, we will ignore the 3 crores, but still your net worth is 7 crores liquid and you have 0 borrowings. That allows you to, suppose your dividend income out of that 5 crore assets is about 12 lakhs. You have a very good salary and you are able to save about 30 lakhs apart from your PF. So 30 plus 12, 42 lakhs, and your wife is earning another 50 lakhs, which is completely invested. So you're talking of cash flows in the region of almost 1 crore which is available to you, which you are only investing, right? So it is so if this person were to borrow 2 crores, it just means 2 years of surplus money that he is borrowing. So for him, 2 crores seems to be very small, because as a family they have 92 lakhs which they can completely use to repay the loan. Now that's huge. So they can actually borrow maybe 4-5 crores, right? So should they borrow? Well, it's their call. If they must borrow, what they should be doing is go to State Bank of India, take a overdraft against a property which they plan to buy, and use that money, buy the property, and most importantly, don't repay the loan. Keep paying small EMI, use the money for other purposes also. You buy equity, you buy debt, whatever. As long as your returns are more than 9% or 10%, overall, including the appreciation of the house and rent, you would be doing too well. Should you borrow at all? Well, depends. If he needs maybe 40 crores for his retirement or 30 crores for his retirement, he wants to do something else, he should borrow. If he's satisfied with this amount of money, he should not borrow. If it is going to give him sleepless nights, I recently spoke to one CXO of a mutual fund, and he said, borrowing sits very heavily on my head, and every night I wonder what will happen, what will happen. So I am not a person who is fit to be borrowing. That's great. And I know another CXO of a mutual fund who would be up to his eyebrows in debt, right? So individual choice. You can choose how much to borrow. Largely, you should be able to repay the loan and the installments out of income which is disposable in your hands. So which means if you are a couple earning say 2 crores, then the answer will be different, and if you are a couple earning 20 lakhs, the answer will be very different, because 20 lakhs the same percentages don't apply. Out of 20 lakhs you will pay income tax, you will invest in PPF, you will continue your SIP. So really not too much surplus may be available to borrow too much. But when it crosses a threshold limit of 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs and your expenses don't go up so much, you have a lot of chances that you can borrow because you have a greater surplus. Now what happens in such a case is you go to State Bank, take an OD and you buy the house. The chances are you then again reinvest that money in equities, etc., instead of just paying the EMI, or you pay the EMI partially and you use that bank account to park your surplus money instead of keeping money in a liquid fund or something, because you will be saving about 8% by just keeping money in the State Bank of India savings bank account, because you have taken an OD against your property, right? I think this is a sensible way to borrow, provided you're young, because in your 20s chances are you will be able to borrow more, you will be willing to borrow more, but the lender may not be willing to lend to you. In your 30s, it's a good balance that the lender sees you got a good track record, he sees you got a good career ahead of you, and that you will be able to repay the loan. Somewhere in your 50s, you may balk at the borrowing thought itself, saying, I'm already 54 years of age, I have enough money to last me through retirement, what happens if I lose my job? Those kind of worries start coming in. So each person has to decide for himself or herself, depending on how much money they have, how comfortable they are borrowing, how much is the income that they are getting, which is surplus and can be used for repaying the loan, and in the worst case scenario be able to pay off the whole loan maybe in 2 or 3 years, right? Once you have all this in place, I think it's a good time to be borrowing. Is it a good time to be buying real estate? I do not know. Is it a good time to be buying equity? It's always a good time to be buying equity. It's always a good time to be selling equity, because there's always some bad shares which have got into your portfolio and some very good shares which are always available to buy, right? So depending on all that, you take your chances. And well, what it can do, leverage can do, is over 5 years, if property, suppose it gives you 12% return simply because last 5 years it has not done anything, and there is something called, or we'd love to believe in something called reversion to the mean. If you think real estate will do well over the next 4-5 years and it will give you an yield greater than 8%, maybe it's a good time to be buying. So, and the surplus of money which you have, you're not going to repay all the loan. You're going to use in a combination of equity and real estate. You will not put it in debt, simply because debt will not earn you anywhere near 8% which you need. In fact, I think you would need something like 10%, because you need to have some return that you get for the risk that you're taking. Thank you.